Welcome to Uncontained, episode 133, and I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend, and I sure know I did. I got it kicked off right with a little Ace Boone comedy at La Estrellita in Oakland, and yes, Valeria's Fridays, the last Friday of every month. I suggest you check it out, and got to see some really cool comics there as well, and then after that, took a trip and did some beer tasting in Napa. That's right. Stone Brewery. It was very cool. Shout out to them there. And may have got a couple new listeners at Stone Brewing as well. So enough about my weekend. Hope you all had a great weekend and enjoyed that 3 days off. Now, this week, I have a very funny comic on the show for you, Frankie Marcos. I saw him in Oakland about a month back and was like, I got to get this guy on my show. So went, talked to him, we worked it out, found a time to do it. If the beginning and the end of it have a slightly different sound, that's because, well, my recorder had some technical difficulties, aka the plug got ripped out of the wall, and it didn't save the first half of the conversation, so we actually had to go back and re-record part of the conversation to make things make sense later on in the episode. And that's enough of my talking. Let's just jump to the show. Plug in your earbuds, because this is how Frankie Marcos lives uncontained.
How are you doing today, Frankie?
Oh, I'm doing more than good. I'm better than most, my dude.
Sounds good, man. Thank you for joining me on the show today. And I actually saw you I don't know, it's probably about a month, maybe 2 months back. I believe it was at the Layover in Oakland. I saw one of your sets, thought you were funny, and I was like, gotta have that guy on my show. And I'm glad we were able to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for, connecting, and, you meet good people when you're doing what you love, so it's a good thing we connected so we can do this shit here.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, well, let's just start at the very beginning. Like, what were some of your influences that got you into stand-up comedy?
I grew up, 90s, so I saw a lot of slapstick, a lot of Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, Chris Tucker. I saw a lot of Chris Farley and David Spade type movies growing up, so those are probably my heaviest influences. So just kind of, being silly as shit growing up was that, and playing basketball were the two things that I was just really good at. And Obviously I can't play basketball. So, yeah, just, I watched a lot of that stuff, and my mom was an actress. So, she used to play like little characters. I remember she used to do teatro, which is, Latino theater at, the Mexican Heritage Plaza on the east side of San Jose on the corner. It's probably like a 200-seat theater or so, and she used to do these. Yeah, she used to do these like amazing characters. She did like this play called Our Lady of the Tortilla, and she would just. My mom's like clumsy and just kind of, she's a little ditzy. I love her to death, but she just is that way. But when she was on stage, she transformed into this character, and you were like, man, she's really damn good at this. Like, it was really fun watching her growing up, and then. My dad was just kind of a head mailman, dick joke teller that, so that's kind of where the fusion of those is what made me. So it started.
So you picked up the performing side from your mom and the joke telling side from your dad. Is that kind of how it happened?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's more entertainer trying to learn, and I kind of learned how to tell the jokes, how to tell real jokes and not shitty dick jokes, but
I'm jumping back here a minute. You mentioned that some of your influences were, say, like Adam Sandler, Chris Tucker, Chris Farley, David Spade, and I know some of them have done stand-up, but they're more known, at least more now, commonly known for, being in the movies and that slapstick style comedy. How did that influence your stand-up style?
So I think the Chris Farley and all that stuff just kind of influenced the wanting to be funny factor. Like as a kid watching that and being obsessed with it and rewinding it over and over and saying all the lines and doing impressions in school. And it just kind of, that's what made me want to be funny, was them in general. And then I didn't discover stand-up until a few years later. And I just knew when I was a kid, I just wanted to be funny and act silly and make people laugh. So that's what got me started. And then I didn't start stand up until I was 21. So they were, and along the way, I just started discovering stand up comics. And I was like, oh, that's something I can do. I can act and I can do stand up. But it started with the YouTube channel first, doing the acting.
Okay, very cool. So they kind of served as your introduction to comedy when kind of opened the door to you discovering other stand-up comedians and maybe even their stand-up comedy?
Yeah, hell yeah. They kind of, opened the door. They're the entry-level interest of comedy. And I was like, man, I want to do this shit really bad. I just want to be funny.
They were the gateway drug.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yep. They were the gummer of comedy. They just got that little taste in my gums, and I was like, oh, it feels good. I wanted to do more.
All right, fair enough. And you mentioned just a second ago, you started a YouTube channel before you did stand-up comedy. What type of stuff did you do on your YouTube channel?
So when I started the YouTube channel around 22 years old or so, I started with just a very easy Facebook rant about what's annoying. What are annoying things that people do on Facebook? What are things? And then I did an Instagram one, what's called Instabull. What are the annoying things people do on Instagram? Like they post pictures of a plate that has nothing left on it but sauce, or they put pictures of their nasty ass feet on there. Just ridiculous shit that people do. And, and I just started with that. And then I just tried out a bunch of different things. I went to Fanime Con where everybody dresses up in costumes of Pokemon and all this, different anime costumes. I went to that. And then I did some rapper stuff. I did Lil Wayne freestyle. I did a 2 Chainz freestyle. That one got 5,000 views, and a few people tried to steal it and repost it on their YouTube channel. I got on this hip hop website. I got 100,000 views, and it did pretty good. And then so it's a whole variety of stuff. I did one about sports with girls, how normally when a dude plays ball with the girl, he'll, let her win or just kind of play all cute. No, I go hard. In the sketch, it's I pull out a whistle, I'm calling fouls and going hella hard, swatting her shot, just wilding out. Oh, that was guys, girls, and sports. So I did a lot of different stuff on there over the few years.
All right. So what are some of the other rappers impersonations that you... Yeah, so you were saying earlier you do some impersonations of rappers, and one of them happens to be 2 Chainz. I actually found out not too long ago through one of my guests that wasn't his original rap name. It was Titty Boy.
Yeah, Titty Boy.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? I might have just stuck with Titty Boy instead of going to 2 Chainz. That sounds a little catchier to me, but what do I know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, man. So
what is next for you? You have the YouTube channel, you have the stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
What's coming up? Anything on the horizon for you?
I guess my next thing is, I just moved to Oakland about a month ago, so that was a step up from San Jose. I love my city, but I'm just saying that it's very limited in San Jose, and out here in the town, there's a lot more. It's way more lit, more things to do, more stage time, more culture, more things to see, flips of my reality. So now I'm in a different environment. I'm in the hood now. You see hood shit, and I'm out my mama's house now. I got roommates who are young dream chasers. So my whole reality is different now. So I want to spend the next couple of years here, maybe more, maybe less, kind of, soaking all this in and talking about my life now and where it's going to be in the next couple of years. So I'll be here creating content on YouTube, Instagram, and then, obviously doing stand-up. What I would like to do next is become a feature in comedy clubs within the next year, and that'll enable me to make more money than I'm making now in comedy, and be able to do this more full time. Hopefully full time in a year is my goal.
Okay.
So that just improving in stand up, and then the long term is I want to be on Wild 'N Out. I want to do some commercials or, acting, whatever that may be, opportunities. I want to do that. Maybe like some voiceovers. I like to do that stuff. I want to draw more, and kind of show my fans that I could do that, and, maybe relate to some other people. And I just want to inspire people, to take life on and do whatever the fuck you want to do, uncontained. Nobody's telling me what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I do Lyft now, and sometimes people will be like, hey, but you don't have insurance, or but you have to pay for gas, or they start looking at the negatives, but those are fucking schmucks that I don't associate with. But like, I love doing Lyft, man. Like, seriously, I love it because I'm meeting people in this new area. I'm learning the area, the outside of Oakland, and seeing a lot of cool stuff, meeting a lot of cool people that are Bay Area folks that are dope, some other people chasing dreams too. And so, I love where I'm at right now. I'm very happy. I'm, bettering myself and meeting a lot of good people. And so, I'm just living life and trying to really get better, bettering myself every day and trying to get better at comedy, every day. And so, I plan to be here for a little while. Eventually LA or New York, probably LA in a few years.
Okay. Very cool, man. Very cool. And also with your new roommate slash creative partners, you are starting up a new podcast as well, right?
Yeah. So the Oaktown Soul podcast is happening, and there's a few episodes out already. So a lot of people know that I've been working with the team. It's not I didn't do that. I never wanted to do that before, but I really love this group of individuals who are now my roommates. Oaktown Soul is a hip-hop brand. It's multimedia. We do a podcast. We have original music. We have young MCs, producers, engineers, DJs, just a bunch of young, talented people who show a lot of love to each other, push each other, and we create a lot of original content together, and we're just kind of growing. And, they're my roommates now, and, so it's really cool. So, make sure you check out Oaktown Soul. They're on Instagram at Oaktown Soul, Facebook, all that shit. Make sure you check them out.
Very cool. Very cool. So were you creating with them before they became your roommates, or did you start that after you became roommates?
After. It's a weird story. It's like I believe strongly in the law of attraction, and, embracing your, manifesting your greatness and your positive thoughts. That's what becomes reality. The more shit you focus on in your mind, your conscience comes closer to, your mental activities. And when I met them, it was at a Fat Joe KMEL VIP interview, and I was like, oh, cool, I like Fat Joe, I'm a fan, this will be cool. Maybe I'll meet some people. Yeah. It was more on my mind was, who am I going to meet there? Who can I network with? Rather than, Fat Joe, he's cool. But I'm like, but what's up with what's really good? Who can I meet? I want to utilize my time wherever I go. So I instantly talked to the people in the room where we were chilling before the interview started. I'm like, what's good, man? I'm Frankie. I'm a comedian. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And, of course, there were some young MCs. I met Sean and Teddy in there, who are some of the leaders of Oaktown Soul. Okay. And I was like, okay, dope. You guys, you're young dream chasers. Dope. You got Instagram? Boom. I got everybody's Instagram in the room. See who's really rocking, who's not, who's bullshitting. And me and Sean and Teddy connected right away. And, we really hit it off, and we were talking a lot, kicking it throughout the whole interview and afterwards. And, and then we kind of kept in touch, and then built a relationship. And they told me, I went to their old spot out here in Oakland, which is nearby. And, we started connecting, and they said, you want to be a part of the team? And I was like, hell yeah. I was like, I'm a young hustler, man. I really do this. So, if I fuck with you guys, I'm going to push you guys. I hope you guys push me, and, we can create together. I would love that. Oh, yeah. So, and then they said they were going to move, and I was like, man, I've been wanting to move to Oakland for the past year, but I haven't found the right roommates. And because I don't want to move in with comics, because a lot of them are fat or lazy or too weird or just depressed or alcoholics. Not all of them, but a good amount, so it'd be hard to find roommates. A lot of them are broke as shit too. Yeah. So I was like, I've been looking, man. I feel like this could be destiny. You know what I mean? Like you guys are making a move into a house. I've been looking to move into a house. I'm ready. I got my credit debt out the way. Like I'm ready to do this shit. And then it fell into place, you know, like you know, God's plan, whatever you want to call it. You know, I was like, it's the law of attraction. It's, you know, good people. You're a good person. You put out good energy. You're gonna meet good people, man. You know.
Hell yeah, man.
We right here, right now, right?
Hell yeah.
You know?
And working on creating shit, both chasing dreams. And that's kind of what this show was about in a way.
Right.
Like kind of to see what people are doing, creating, what they're working on, and also to help inspire other people who might be at home on the couch right now or on their commute to their job that they hate.
Yeah.
And are listening and be like, dude, I really want to do something else.
Yeah.
So like what advice would you have for somebody who is looking to become a stand-up comic?
If you're funny and you know it and your friends have told you and your family's told you, your teachers or your coworkers, it's hard as shit, I'll tell you that. But if you're somebody who's ambitious, if you're somebody who's tough-skinned, like, do that shit, man. There's enough room for all of us. The competition is crazy nowadays. You got to be all of it, you know, jack of all trades. You got to be a business person. You got to be able to market yourself on social media. You got to be a stand-up comedian. You got to be an actor. There's a lot, and there's a lot of competition. There's thousands of comedians in the Bay Area alone. So it's hard, but fucking life is hard, man. Everything we do is hard. Everything we do is risky. Going to work is hard. Going to work is... Driving a car is risky, so take the risk on whatever you want to do. You know, you're gonna die. We're gonna fucking die. Live this shit up, man. So if you want to do stand up, practice. Right. First thing you do is write. Write down everything. Write down any funny thought that you have. All of it, whatever you think is funny, and sit down and go through it and trim the fat. You know, kind of short, spread it out, you know, like dough on the paper. When you write out all the shit, and then, you know, cut the fat. You know, I got all this long ass story that leads up to a punchline. Let's trim this damn story and make it short. Gets to the punchline quick. Once you have that down and you've done that and you feel like you got 5 minutes of material, practice that shit in your room. I used to do that. I used to grab a water bottle and I would look in the mirror like a schmuck ass and talk to a fake audience in my room until I felt comfortable to do it on stage. And when I got on stage, I was scared as shit. I wasn't ready, but you know, I did it, you know? And so just, you know, write all your shit. A lot of people go, I thought of something and I didn't write it down. I gotta start writing shit down. You damn right you have to write shit down. It's, you know, you just got to get a good habit of doing that. But if you want to do stand-up, man, do that shit. There's enough room for you to be famous. There's enough room for you to have fans, at least. There's enough room for you to have stage time. And there's plenty of it because comedy's so hot right now. Like,
yes,
there's all kinds of, especially if you're in the Bay. Like, I'm in the greatest place in the world, man. In the Bay, or if you're in Arizona or, you know, Denver, New York, Seattle, Chicago, then you're in one of the hot spots to do comedy. There's a lot of shit you could do, and they're amazing cities, by the way. Oakland is dope as fuck too, and SF also. But so we're in a time where you can even do it on your phone. Like there's so much you can do to create content, you know. So just go for it, man. Don't waste any time saying first I gotta do this. First I gotta. Shut the fuck up. Just do it now, man. Right now. Start writing right now. Clarify that I mean right now.
I'm really glad that you said one part of that. Like there's enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's the same in podcasting right now too. Right. There's some people out there who think like, well, if that guy makes it, I can't make it. That guy's taking my spot. Yeah. But no, it's kind of opposite of that. Like if that guy makes it, or if you make it, you can help that other guy make it. Or they can bring the more attention that you're getting in your scene, the more attention that's going to come to you and everybody else in that scene as well. Man. So people, I think that's a good mindset to have too. There's enough room for everybody.
Yeah, that's a winner's mentality that you and me both have. It's, you give and you get back, dude. Like if you're trying to discourage somebody and you want to take all the shit from them and hog all the stage time or, you know, whatever, that shit is toxic for you and for the comedy community or whatever art community you're in. That it's terrible. You're not giving back. You're not going to get anything back. You can't take and expect to be happy or to get anything back. But when you're giving and you're being good to people, you got a good reputation, you're going to climb up the stairs a lot faster and get to where you want to go way faster.
Yes, I hear that, man. So what are you doing right now to promote yourself?
So I got, you know, Instagram is the biggest shit right now, like the hottest as far as people looking at it. Like Gary Vee was talking about how social media is the new news sources. Like people look like Facebook is CNN and, you know, Instagram is Fox. And like it's like people are staring at their phone for a big ass part of the day. So if there's 2 billion people on Facebook out of 7 billion in the world, that tells you how much money you can make and how much of an audience you can make. Like everybody's on there. So
yeah,
we're outruling TV. Like with social media, you can make a lot of money and you can go really far. So I'm on Instagram all the time, more than Twitter, more than Facebook, more than Snapchat, any of that shit, you know, and because it's the hottest shit. And I like it the most too. Like I like being on Instagram and I like all the avenues that you can go with it. So I have a marketing, the team helps me with my marketing and they've gotten me a lot of new fans and new followers and I just keep creating content. So I try to do, I push for every day a new post. And if not, I have at least my story updated every day. You know, and that helps people like get interested and really come out to shows and, you know, support. People have bought a lot of shirts from me. I have my own Go Frank Yourself shirts and I had tank tops, hoodies, and a lot of people show a lot of love. And I'm very lucky to have the fans and support that I have. You know, people come to my shows, they pay for tickets, they come to free shows, they buy shirts, you know, they rock my stickers on their construction helmets or water bottles or
nice.
You know, they promote my shows. Like I got a lot of love and a lot of good. I have a great reputation in the comedy community too, so the comedians support me too and I support them and you know, it's really cool.
So what type of information or what type of posts are in your like stories? Like what is your typical story post like?
I like to give people like in the stories, I give people me. Like this is Frankie's, this is how Frankie lives. He's at the gym and then he's at an open mic and then he's writing or, you know, he's at work and, you know, he's whatever, just kind of what I'm doing and who I am and, you know, I'll say some motivational shit or I'll say some mostly more ridiculous shit. I try to pitch in some motivational stuff, not too much, you know, because I'm a comedian, but I do like to inspire people. Yeah. But it's just kind of, you know, just daily stuff, pictures of my planner, showing people like, look, man, I got this planner that I'm holding right now as we do this. I love my planner and it helps me with a lot of shit. I book all my shows on here and I write down my, you know, when I'm working or pay dates or how much comedy money I made that month, and it just helps me realize all my progress and you know how things work. I'm showing Aaron like my month and how busy I am and how it helps me push with my goals and you know I encourage everybody, if you're listening, get a goddamn planner. A lot of people, I have all my events on my phone, but it's like, dude, you're checking out twerk videos and shit. Just get the planner, man. When you write it, it's doing something there's a connection between your brain and writing it down physically, you know, and then you talk about it. You're learning in 3 different ways, you know, and that's, you know, so I encourage the planner. And so I don't know, but I just, you know, random shit, you know, gym stuff, the planner, that when I'm at shows, funny stuff that's happening in my life, you know, weird shit that's happening around me. Okay. You know, a lot of funny stuff and a lot of just me, who I am, what I do.
All right, very cool, man. Very cool. So, like, if somebody's like looking to like start growing followers on Instagram, what is your best advice to them along with that?
Hashtags is huge. Comedians give me shit about hashtags. They're like, oh, Frankie always has 30 hashtags. Shut the fuck up. You guys are idiots. Hashtags are very useful. Like I have two examples. Like when I first started on Instagram, I was posting a lot of sketches, like little selfie sketches,
Okay.
you know, almost every day, more than I do now. And one of them, somebody was looking up a hashtag. They saw my video, and it was this rapper, and he had like 4,000 followers at the time. G Slur, shouts out to him for supporting me. He posted he reposted one of my sketches at nighttime, and in the morning when I woke up, I had like almost 100 new followers just from one of my little videos. And there was a bunch of comments, and some of them said, I'm a fan, that's hella funny, I'm a new fan. But it was the first time that I had heard fan. I always heard supporter or I'll come see you. The first time I heard fan. So I got real fans from this dude from a fucking hashtag, dude. So I was I always tell people about that. Like, that shit is real. And the other example is my boy Roman Suarez, the funny Latino. This fool from New York, he was looking up hashtags. He saw my shit. We started following each other, interacting on comments. And then he tells me, I like your stuff. You're young. You're hustling. How about this, man? If you want to come out to New York, I'll pay for your plane ticket. All you got to do is hook me up with some shows in Cali, wherever it be. And I was like, dude, that's crazy, but fuck it. Let's try it. And he came through. He paid for my plane ticket. I stayed at his house, drove his car while he was at work. We played a prank on him and told him that we crashed his car. I called him up and I was like, yo, your car, man. I'm sorry. We called him while he was at work, me and his cousin. But, but that shit happened, man. We connected. I went out there. I did some shows in New York. I stayed in the Bronx. That shit was sick as fuck. New York is amazing. And then when he came out to Cali, he stayed at my house. You know, I took care of him. My mom cooked some bomb-ass food for him, you know.
Right on.
And, I got him on hella shows. He came down to L.A., rocked at the Laugh Factory. Roman Suarez, shouts out, doing good things. Also a great guy. So hashtags, man. People think that shit is a game. That shit think this is a goddamn game. These hashtags, bro. That shit is real, man.
Thought you were gonna go into DMX there. This is not a game.
It's the dough. Put the goddamn hashtags, man. That shit is huge. And then post consistently. Try to post at least once a day if you can. Whatever it be, and try not to make. If you're gonna make a post, try to make it with good lighting, good sound. If it's gonna be a video, just make it look captivating at least a little bit. Like when people post, a lot of comedians post shitty content, man. And they're going to probably be bitter about me saying this, but I don't give a shit. They'll post like a picture of, I don't know, like a piece of trash that was next to another piece of trash, and it had like some tiny little joke in it. It's like, and it might have been a little bit funny, but it's like, yeah, but that's for Facebook. Like, don't post a shitty ass picture of garbage, literally garbage on Instagram. Like, that shit is garbage. Don't post that. Just post something that looks cool. Just do like a funny pose, jump in the air and take a picture. Post with the silly hat, something that's unique and that looks cool, that people will stop and go, oh shit, that's tight. Good picture of a building that actually looks nice. Or, if it's a selfie, get some goddamn good lighting. People posting whack-ass selfies in the dark, or they'll post videos recording themselves talking, dumbass close to their face, where it's like right in their grill. Like, bro, nobody... Pull the camera back, man. Like, just make it look decent. You don't have to make it look like a pro, but just... post something that looks cool.
Have it all dark in the background with like the light on, so it looks like the Blair Witch or whatever like that. So.
Exactly. That nobody's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get followers like that. Nobody's gonna follow you when they see you posting pictures of your feet and empty plates, like I was talking about. Nobody wants to see that shit.
What about your feet on empty plates?
Then you're gonna get 1,000 new creeper followers.
You'll get some fucked up messages. Like, I like to eat feet.
Just post like vibrant shit. Like the lighting looks nice. The sound sounds good. Very simple. It's not hard.
Well lit feet pictures. All right, cool. We got that. All right, that's what I took away from it anyway. But all right. So now, what would be a highlight or two that you care to share from doing stand up with the Uncontained audience?
Uncontained, man. this shit is raw. I like the story. I like the one titty story. I like to tell this one on
the
podcast.
one titty story.
Yeah, me and my
Enlighten
boy
me.
Michael Brandon, who got me, who's done a lot for me as far as when I first started out. He kind of was like, he checked me as far as like, yo, you only go to this one open mic. What are you doing? There's hella out here. You got to hit him up. You got to start grinding more, you know. And I was like, I got to get up early for work. And he's like, yo, like, what the fuck you talking about? Everybody makes sacrifices for this. Just come to this late open mic. So I started doing that. He helped me grow a lot. At the time of this story, we did a show in some random ass town near Santa Cruz. And there was like I don't know, town hood rat, little town slut or whatever. I respect women, but this bitch was a slut. But
Okay.
we did a show, and afterwards, she was like, "You guys were funny," and she's like, she told Michael Brandon, she's like, "Do you want to see my tits?" And he's like, "Sure." And then like they weren't grade A tits. They were probably like I don't know, like Dee level tits, Walmart tits. Like they weren't that good, but we just wanted to do it for the hell of it. I sound like a piece of shit. I'm a good guy, I promise. But it was just funny. Like, come on, man. I'm young. I want to live. Like, yo, she's going to show us her titties because we did comedy. That's cool. That's funny. That's fun to talk about. Yo, you know, she showed her titties to him, and she's like, "You were funny, but he was better. I'll show you one titty." So she showed me one titty because I wasn't as funny that night. I was okay at the time.
You only got one Walmart titty, man.
Yeah, one Walmart titty. That's where I was at, you know. But I got to headline, you know, on the same night as Michael Brandon. So, yeah, what's up, man? You featured for me.
Right
now.
right on.
But I ain't shit yet. But
2 Chainz would have got 2 tits.
yeah, for sure. So I like telling that one. That one's funny. It's, you know, when I first did stand up, I've said this on another podcast too, but it was interesting because my boy Rodney, shouts out to Rodney, he's a world ranked chef, Rodney Baca, Baca Sauces on Instagram. He got me to do my first set when I was 21 years old, working in a restaurant, The Grill, at the SAP Center. He was like, "Yo, why you make everybody laugh at work? Why don't you do stand-up, man?" And I was just like, I was terrified at just the sound of it, knowing in my heart that's what I've been wanting to do my whole life.
Yeah.
And it took him to tell me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I think I could do it." And he's like, "Why don't you start writing? I'll set it up at a bar in the city my brother works at. You'll do an open mic." I was like, "All right, I'll start writing." And then a few months later, the day comes around. I'm hella nervous. I'm with my best friend, Gabe Knox. Shouts out to Gabe Knox. We went to a dive bar in SF his brother was working at. And he told me it was going to be open mic. So I got, when we first got there, me and my boy Gabe were sitting in the car. I'm rehearsing over and over. I'm hella nervous. We go inside, and I'm like, "Where's the other comedians at? Where's the microphone at?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. Just focus on you." So I'm looking around. I start taking shots. I'm nervous. I took like 4 shots. I had like 2 beers. I'm scared as shit. And I'm like, "Where's the other comedians at? You know, where's the mic?" And he's just, "Don't worry about it. Just focus on you." Still getting drunk. And then out of nowhere, I'm like, "Yo, where the hell is everybody at? What's going on?" And he's like, "It's just you." "All right, we got stand-up comedy, blah, blah, blah. We got Frankie Marcos. Let's give it up for him." No microphone, just me on a stage that's literally like 3 feet by 3 feet. Tiny little stage. I had to project my little bitch-ass 12-year-old voice you're hearing right now. I had to project that to the whole bar.
And this is your first time
doing
this?
He set me up with this shit, but it you know, it trained me well for what I've encountered in the past, which is the mic going out. You know, you gotta adjust. You know, so that was a you know, a fun time, and it went terrible. Like there was a few laughs, like, you know. There's a few collective laughs that were very flat, like little laughs, collective laughs, and then like one guy that laughed really hard a couple times. You know, like he loved it. You know, but otherwise, as a collective, that shit's terrible. Like overall, that shit was whack. And it took me 3 months to recover from the shame of that to come back and try it again. And the second time went shitty. Third time went shitty. Fourth time went good. Like out of nowhere, for some reason, the fourth one went cool, and then I started getting better from there. You know.
What was it that kept you like coming back? I know it took 3 months the first time to come back, but what inside you kept being like, okay, I got to get back on stage again?
I just knew in my heart that I was like, I'm funny. I just haven't figured this out. You know, I don't know how to tell jokes. It's It's brand new to me. I can be funny and act out shit, but stand up is a whole nother art. And you can see a lot of these YouTube comedians struggling with it because you have to be witty. It's very easy to write YouTube sketches. Like, there's some really great ones, don't knock me, that are brilliant.
Yeah.
Do not, get me wrong. But there's a lot of simple ass sketches you can do and formulas you can do to make very simple, funny YouTube sketches. And you have edits and you have sound effects and music and, angles that really illustrate funny things that make them funnier. With stand up, you only have the mic and you. That's it. You have no cast to back you up. Cameras aren't backing you up to make you look good. You have to create something that has a beginning, middle, and end, that has maybe a twist or a turn or a good ass metaphor that drops a punchline that makes everybody's brain at the same time go, that's funny, ha ha, and then you have to do it over and over. And in order to do that, you have to write something that's clever, man. You gotta really think your jokes through. Like there's some shit that you can do that, balls and dick and sex is funny. That everybody can do that shit. There's a lot of dick jokes that you can come up. But like as far as really making a lot of good content for stand up, it's hard, but I love it.
Do you find yourself staying away from the dick jokes then?
I try to. I do drop some hacky shit that a lot of people have talked about. Like I got something about getting your butt licked, like that people know that like it's funny, fucking getting your butt licked. It's easy, it's funny as is. Or like some relationship stuff that's very common also.
Yeah.
But I try to stay away from it, and just kind of talk about. That's all you do though. You just document your life. You're a comic. Yeah. That's your job. Your calling is to be funny. Document your life. What happened? What's funny in that?
Is your dad disappointed that you don't do dick and fart jokes?
Probably secretly.
I'm not delivering you any mail anymore.
I just let him have that shit. He's always texting me stupid shit. Like my dad, this is how he is. Like he texted me one day, Mijo, I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong. And I'm like, fuck, my dad's like 60. I'm like, what's going on with him? And he's a pretty relatively healthy dude. He's athletic. He's not fat. I'm like, but maybe he has some type of health problem. So I'm like, what's wrong? And he just texts back, my boto's getting longer than 8 inches. I'm like, you fucking schmuck ass. Boto is dick in Tagalog, in Filipino.
Okay.
But he always has boto jokes, dick jokes.
Yeah.
And that's why I say he's a dick joke teller. Some people are like that all the time. They always tell shitty dick jokes. That's how he is.
All right, man. So that's great though. I gotta love dirty dad jokes.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Just he's pothead. Great guy though. He took care of us. He taught us a lot, and
right on,
great
man.
Guy, wise man.
Right on. So when somebody does come to your show, what is it that you want them to take away and remember about your performance?
I want them to feel good, and I don't want them to feel shitted on. Some comedians, there's always going to be a victim in comedy, regardless. I'm going to offend somebody, probably. There's probably going to at least one person's going to be like, this motherfucker's not funny. He's too good looking for comedy. He's too fit for comedy. Whatever it be. There's always going to be schmuck asses or haters that you're not going to be able to please, and that's fine. But the people that do like me, which is a lot, I'm fucking lovable. All right, fuck you guys. The people that do like me, I love them back, and I want them to feel happy. I want them to laugh, as much as I can get them to laugh, and I want them to be like, yo, this fool presented himself well. He has good posture. He's a nice guy. He shook my hand. He was funny and he was cool. He was a good guy. I want people to feel that. And I want them to also feel, as they follow me on this journey, I want them to get inspired just like you want them to get inspired. I want them to be like, look at this fool, young Mexipino, killing shit. Look he's bettering himself. He's being good to people. He's being funny. I want to do that too. I want to do that better. Or I want to, in some sort, I want to make, life good for the people around me. We're all connected, man. This whole universe, all of us are connected. When you shit on the sidewalk, somebody steps on it. When you shake somebody's hand and you smile and you say, oh, I love this restaurant, and somebody else goes, I love it too. You can make a good impact or a shitty impact. And I want people to see that I'm trying to make a good impact on this world. And
awesome.
I want to have millions of fans someday. And I got big dreams, and I want people to dream big too. You're only here for so long. Fucking dude. Have fun, man. Like when I hear people say I'm bored, Joe Rogan has said this before, but I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan and Les Brown and motivational shit. When people say I'm bored, that's stupid. How are you bored, man? There's so many incredible things in this vast universe that we live in. Like there's so many art forms that you can get obsessed with, and you can better yourself, and you can read, and you can do comedy, or you can whatever the hell you like doing, work on it, grow, learn, travel, work, like at least go make more money. What do you do? Go get some overtime, or go get another job, go get another skill, go start bartending or serving, or, be a fucking card per dealer. Like just get another side hustle at least. Don't just sit there. That's the worst thing you can do is sit there. And I used to be lazy. Everything used to be given to me. It took a long time to mold who I am now. The integrity part, it takes a long time. You got to work on shit every day to get those habits down. But, that's what I want people to remember me as. That guy was good. He was a good person, and he wanted people to be good too. That's the biggest part.
Awesome, man. You sound like a very wise man. Even at a young age, you got a lot of good wisdom to share.
Thanks, man. I'm not smart. I'm not smart by any means. I
didn't say you were smart. I said you were wise.
Exactly. I'm glad you. No, it's true though, and like
there is a difference.
Trying to like read more and just be more woke and kind of and just get more knowledgeable. Like I make a lot of smart decisions, and I'm smart in some ways, but I'm definitely like, there's a lot of conversations where I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? But wisdom is definitely strong. But I do gotta, I gotta read more and, be more informed. But,
Yeah, smart can be found in books.
Yeah.
Wisdom comes from experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of, it means you've lived some,
Right.
and you can always get smarter. Not everybody gets wiser.
Right. Yeah.
I really do appreciate you coming on my show, man. I appreciate your energy.
Thanks for having me,
and your desire to actually help inspire people as well. I do have one final question for you.
Right.
But before we get to that question, where can people find you online? What's your social media? Where's your corner of the internet?
Frankie M Comedy. Frankie with the IE. Frankie M Comedy is like my handle for Instagram, for Facebook. The youtube.com/Frankie M Comedy. Once again, just keep it plush straight across. So that's, and then hit me up on YouTube, man. Drop a comment, subscribe. I'm going to be dropping some new content very soon within the next month. So just, follow me on Instagram, friends with me, friend me on Facebook, Frankie Marcos, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll see a lot of growth, and you'll see a lot of good things. I hope you like my stuff, and follow my shit.
All right, hell yeah, man. So Frankie, it's that time, man. Time for the title question of the show. Frankie Marcos, how do you live uncontained?
I take life on, man. Uncontained, unchained. I don't let nobody dictate what I'm supposed to do. I live my life by my rules. I have my own schedule. I do what the hell I want to do. I love it. I got, a lot of great people in my life. I do lift and, and then bartend part-time so I can make my own schedule, and I love that freedom, and it allows me to work with my stand-up. So if I need to go out of town or if I need to get on a flight, I don't got no boss to be like, okay, can I request pay time off, or can I use can you approve it? Fuck that. I don't have that anymore, and I'm never going back to no office job. I'm grateful for what I had, but fuck that, man. I'm living my life the way I want to. I'm taking life on. I'm hungry. I'm doing what I want to do, and my goals are big. My dreams are big. So, I don't listen to doubters. I don't listen to haters. I just take life on every day, and I listen to positive, spiritual, motivational shit every morning. I listen to comedy every day. So that's all that I reprogram my mind. So I'm happy now. I have happiness in my life around me. I got dope ass roommates. I live happily. Like, I have good people in my life. Somebody's a negative or somebody's annoying and schmuck ass in any way, I don't fucking associate with them. You can have my respect. I'll shake your hand, you know, but I'm not going to spend any of my precious time that God has given me on your whack ass lifestyle. I won't do that. I run with people who are really cool, and I've learned that, you know, you got to utilize your time every day. So I try to do that every day, and, you know, I do dumb shit too, and I have moments where I'm not motivated. You know, nobody's perfect. I'm still learning a lot every day, you know, but I just, you know, I dream big, and I fuck with the right people, and I have faith in myself. So that's what keeps me uncontained, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Those are some great guidelines to live by right there as well. You know, a lot of people are stuck in the office job thing.
Yeah.
Including me at the moment. But
I mean, I'm still at the Shark Tank. You know, a lot of us are in the jobs, but it's just, you know, you should, hopefully you have something that it's leading into. Hopefully you're working and you also have something on the side, or at least a hobby, you know, just to free. It's nothing wrong with having a job. It's just, as long as you're fulfilling your mind, body, and soul while you have that job. If that job is draining you, get the fuck out. But if that job is not bad, it's not a bad environment, keep that shit. If you're making good money, you got a good environment, by all means, keep doing that. You know, if that's what you like, especially, keep doing that. But, you know, if it's draining your soul and you're not doing anything for yourself, you're not doing anything for your soul, like playing basketball or you know, playing cards or whatever lights your soul on fire, doing comedy, then you got to absolutely find something to, you know, that's good for your soul and good for your body, you know.
Yes.
Working or not.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. And I appreciate you having me into your home and your Studio B to record this. And I have one final thing for you to do.
What's that?
And that is sign off the show. Will you do me the honor of signing off the show tonight?
Absolutely, man. I'm a young dream chaser. I'm a comedian. My name is Frankie Marcos, and I live uncontained.
And that does it for another episode of Uncontained. Thank you for listening, and thank you to Frankie for joining me. And please, if you enjoyed the show, take the time to share and rate the show on iTunes or the pod player of your choice to help people find Uncontained a little easier, and just to spread the word about it as well. The show and the entertainers that are featured on Uncontained. You can check out the show at uncontainedpod.com. And as always, until next time, live uncontained.